refill on a set of 4 weeks old nails, and this is the final result. We went from a darker color to this lighter color, and the first thing we did was sanitize both her hands and my own hands. And then I just pushed back the cuticles. We want to push back the cuticles because when we put the new gel on, we want it to be as close to the cuticle area as possible so that the nails can grow without it looking like she has really old nails, you know. So we want the gel to be as close to the cuticle area as possible. I took my nail drill or electric nail file and I just carefully filed away the previous design. As you can see, it's the dark red color. I'm just filing away, and you don't need to file away all the gel because you only need to file away the design that she doesn't want anymore. And if she has any liftings, then just try to file that away as well. But yeah, since I'm using a nail drill or an electric nail file, I'm gonna be filing away a little bit and then going back with a regular nail file and do the rest of the job. You want to be really careful when filing with an electric nail drill because if you're too slow or if you file too much in one area, it can get really hot and actually burn your client's nails. So be really careful. As you can see, I didn't file away everything with the electric nail drill, and that's because I didn't want to go too close to the cuticle area with a machine like that, because first off, it's really dangerous, and then we have a really small amount of gel right where I'm filing right now, and it's a lot easier to just go back with a regular nail file and correct that. So yeah, my goal is really to keep her nails healthy and strong, and that's why I'm being really careful with the electric nail drill, and I suggest you are too. So when the design is gone, then you just file away what's left and be really meticulous and file around the cuticle area to remove all of the dead skin. That's really important, because if you leave dead skin anywhere around the cuticle area, then your new gel is gonna lift, and we don't want that. And yeah, so you really want to remove that all the way and be really careful when you file over here, because you don't want to use a coarse file since this is her natural nail. And when we're done filing, you just buff the nails to remove all the shine that might be left on the nail plate. And now that we're done filing, we can actually go on to cleansing the nails and removing all of the dust. And depending on how well the gel sticks to your client, you should cleanse them even more or put another layer of primer. My client doesn't have any liftings at all. As you can see, this old gel is really sticking onto her natural nails really well. So I'm only gonna cleanse them a little bit and remove all the dust, and now go on to priming them. I'm using Ended Ultra Bond primer, and I love this primer because it's really good. my clients barely ever have any liftings, and I don't know if that's because it's a really good primer or if that's really the prepping that I do before. I'm not sure, because with this prepping method that I'm using, you know, where I'm filing around the cuticle area, my clients barely ever have liftings. So I suggest you really be careful and meticulous and remove all the dead skin, because really that's all it is. Now that I've primed the nails, I'm just going on with my One Face clear gel, and I'm using this as a base gel. I'm gonna apply 2 coats of this gel to make a really strong base before the design. And here I'm just applying the second coat, and as you can see, I'm not doing anything special, I'm just brushing it on. So now that we have the base gel, I'm just applying this color gel, and she wanted a really red light color, and this color gel is actually from AliExpress. And since we're using a cheap color gel from AliExpress, we want to be really careful and make sure that we have a really nice base that covers all of her natural nail, because with these cheap gels you don't want to be touching her natural nail or her finger. Be really careful, because we don't know what it can do to her. We don't want her to get any allergies or stuff, so be really careful. And if you're new to gel, then I suggest you go and buy something a little bit more expensive, just so that in case you mess up or do any mistakes, your client's not gonna have any issues with her nails or her fingers. I've done nails for a really long time. I'm not really new to this. I know what I'm doing, and I've been using these color gels for a really long time now. And so I just want you to know that you should be really careful if you're gonna use the same colors that I'm using. But yeah, otherwise they're really cheap and I really like them, and I've never had any issues with them, but I just want you to be careful. So as you can see, I'm applying another layer of this color to make the color more opaque. So now that our design is ready, we want to seal everything with the same One Face clear gel. And I'm gonna be applying 2 layers of this gel to seal everything up and make a little bit thicker layer so that we can file these nails into a really pretty shape. So here I'm applying the second layer, and as you can see, I'm not doing anything special, just the same. I'm just brushing the gel on. Now after curing the nails for 2 minutes, I'm just gonna cleanse them to remove the tacky layer before we can file the shape. Since the gel has this honey effect, we don't really have to file that much. I'm just gonna go around the side walls, the tip area and the cuticle area and kind of make it flush and even. And when we're satisfied with the shape of the nail, then we're just gonna go in with the buffer block and make the surface smooth. So now that the shape is done, I'm just gonna cleanse the nails and remove all of the dust that is left on the nail plate. And that's because we're gonna apply the top coat and we want the nail to be really clean and fresh. And to avoid any liftings, then I'm just gonna apply one layer of this primer around the cuticle area and move on to top coat. This is my premium high gloss quick finish top gel. And you don't have to wipe this after curing in the UV lamp. And because I'm using this gel, I'm gonna cure it for 4 minutes under the UV light so that it's really cured and nice. So this is the final result. I hope you guys liked this video and found it helpful. And if you have any questions, then feel free to comment down below and I'll happily answer them for you. And